Good evening and welcome to the stream. By the way, if the music is too low, let me know. It's just a little louder than this feels a little too loud. But if it is too low, let me know. Yeah, there seems to be some issues with the chat. I'm still going to leave the chat window up because if I can't see if it fixes itself. But I somehow doubt that it will magically fix itself on the way. So we'll see if something happens. Otherwise I have to go in and fix stuff afterwards. But yeah, let me know if the music is too low. I just have it at a level that seems alright to me, but it might be a little lower. So it just turns into a distraction. Anyways, tonight we are playing Puppercraft. And we are much the same place where we left off last time. We have Edward here, down underwater with us. Pop down here every now and then to say hello. But mostly just... Whoops, too many clicks. Mostly just... have Edward here close with us and spend a little time. Edward seemed to be pretty happy down there, so that is good. I have not done a huge amount since last time because, well, different reasons. I've been playing a little bit of the Lich update of Puppercraft, and with that comes a bit of grind, of course, so been enjoying myself with that and played a little bit of this and then also some other stuff, but not too much. I've done a little bit, as I said, mostly a little work on the town, and that's probably also what we will be doing mainly tonight, is working a little bit more on the town. First, let's just have a look around. That's one erect bamboo. That has grown a lot more than all the others for some reason. I prefer when they grow about the same level, but sometimes one of them just shoots ahead. Much the same in here. We have the... in this room obviously it is the same. But I haven't added the other one yet because I am still lacking in slime balls. I have gotten a visit from another trader that sold slime balls, but the problem is they don't really sell enough at a time to make a difference, and it is also fairly pricey. I think it's like 4 or 5 emeralds per slime ball, so it's a little bit of an extortion, honestly. So it's not like I don't want to buy an excessive amount that way, because that will eat up all my emeralds very quickly. But I bought a couple just to have some, because it's better to have a couple so that I can do the small things that I need to take care of, even if I can't do everything I want. But I still don't have enough to do all the sticky pistons that I would need for the bamboo farm, for instance. So that one is still a little bit in the future. Other than that, what has happened? I've been doing a few thoughts here and there. Let's see here. I have been gathering some resources. You can see here I have been gathering a bit of nether bricks and processing them. I have a few extras in case I need them, but I didn't want to burn any more right away. And I actually had some red nether brick made last time that I completely forgot about. I had 4 stacks of them, so I'd already made these when I figured that out. So these will probably go to regular nether bricks for the most part, but we will see. Yeah, a bamboo shoot. I was very tempted to do that. Very, pardon me, bad pun, but I restrained myself. It has bamboo shot ahead. Ah ha ha. I have bad humor. I like bad jokes. That one's also fairly far ahead, but it's not as far ahead. So in here I've done a few thoughts. Last time we built the permanent item disposal and tested it. I also have this spot here, and one thing I was thinking about is I could put a what is it called, a trapdoor here, and have like a basement to the basement, a sub basement, where I could have some stuff like mini farms that aren't necessarily automatic like over there. And I might still do that, but I also thought about this space here is sort of wasted. I can't really put much there. But then I thought about, I need a place to put an ender chest, and pardon me, but an ender chest is fairly ugly. But it would actually fit quite here, so I think that's what I'm gonna do, put an ender chest in this spot. The only problem is right now I have a single ender pearl, so I'm not gonna use that on an ender chest, because I also need pearls to find the ender portal eventually, and to also open it, though I will probably need a lot more for opening it than to find it. But here, over in town, some things has happened. As you can see, already I have continued working on the what's its face, the barn is what we're calling it. And it is a lot bigger than it needs to be, but I wanted a special shape and roof, and that kind of puts a certain demand on how big the building is gonna be on it. So we have a lot more vertical space in here than we actually need, but I've been working a bit on the walls, a bit on the roof, getting the basic shape up. And right now I'm facing a couple of problems, because as you can see, I decided to make the extremities of the roof out of nether brick, and that's great. But it poses two problems. This is a very large roof for just a single color. This one is also fairly large, but it doesn't have as complex of a shape. So I think the roof would lose something if we did it all in nether brick, and also it is very, very expensive, and that's a lot more nether brick than I would care to farm in one go. Ender chests are nice to have, like, they have the benefit that if you have shulker boxes, you can store shulker boxes in other containers, which means that you can effectually have 27 chests in a single chest that you can carry with you everywhere. That is overpowered. I have never had a single shulker box because I never went that much exploring, so that's just a thing you can do. But usually on a server I would store my most valuables in there in case of thieves. But that was when I was playing on servers with people I don't necessarily trust super much, or at least with a couple of elements that I don't trust super much. For the most part, the people that I played with I trusted, but there was a couple that was like, yeah, you're a known thief, I don't trust you. So actually I'm going to keep this on me. So that was a thing. Oh, I need to keep track of my stones. I'm going to dump those there. But yeah, it's good for storing valuables, which if you're playing solo or playing with trusted people, you don't need, and to a large extent is then also a problem, because other people, if they need something that you're storing, you have to pull it out for them, which means you need to be around. So that's not ideal. But it does still have some uses. For instance, if I need to find the what is it called, the stronghold, The first strongholds, I think there's 3 located in the inner circle, and the inner circle is somewhere around 1,000 mark, and we're just around 0, as you can see here. We're only 150 away from 0, at this point. Over by my house we're 200. So there's potentially quite a ways to the nearest stronghold, and if I need to go there and bring stuff, that is going to take a lot of trips. So having an inner chest each place, being able to put stuff in and then effectively carry a double inventory with me, that is quite useful and saves a lot of transport time. So they definitely have their uses. It's just what you're doing basically that determines what it is. I've also continued working on our community dining hall here. You can see I put in some flower boxes. There is one on 3 of the corners. Some have fewer flowers than others. I don't have one on the 4th corner because there is no space for one. But otherwise there is. And then inside you can see I've also changed the stone out, so we now have mossy stone in some places. And I've done the same thing that I did with the other ones, where I'm sort of following lines, so if it is closer to a hill it's more likely to be mossy. If it is closer to something like a wooden pillar it is more likely to be mossy. If it is like in a little place there it's also quite likely. I've also fixed the lighting, so there's no more torches in here, which is lovely. Put in some cake, and the inside here is lit up entirely. These 2 here, the room is a little too wide for one of them to cover the entire room. So like all the way across there would be a little bit of a dark spot over here if I only had these 2, for instance. And neither of these can actually cover the door, but the door's covered by this one out here, so that is fixed. So all in all pretty good. We have the space there for an eventual butcher to work. I did also realize when I was putting in all these flower pots that flower pots can also have trees in them, and I might want to have some like little bonsai tree sort of things in as well. But I would need to go in and like figure out which I want to exchange or which I want to add, so I haven't done that quite yet. Also put in windows. So that is pretty much where we are. I have also done a little bit of work up here. Last time we mainly had the outline, but I have been working on the flooring, some beginning to the interior design, so I know a little bit about what I want to do. An altar here. It's possible you might not recognize this block. This is mushroom stem. Quite a nice texture, isn't it? It's kind of almost like a pale marble. Not quite unlike the diorite, but a little different, and I think the 2 go quite well together. So what I'm trying to go for here is basically like an altar where you have sort of like a silken cloth draped over top. Then I want here to have the workstation for the cleric, so that the cleric will be walking around here and working inside the chapel. And then up here we will have some kind of thing that they can worship. And as I talked about last time, I'm not entirely sure what to put there. I could use an armor stand and do something with that. I could also do a cake, or I could do something completely different. It's also possible, for instance, that I could put an iron golem in, so we have an iron golem in here, or a snow golem or something silly. But I haven't made a final decision there, and I should probably also like make decisions for the actual building before I do that. So yeah, that's a thing. Anyways, let's get started with actually doing something, and I think we will be starting on this building here. So We are going to need a lot of stairs, so I think I'm just going to convert an entire stack. I don't think that's even going to be enough. Yeah, bonsai trees are nice. I do like it in modded also because like the bonsai hoppers, where you can make the little bonsai trees with those, which is what you can do with the bonsai hoppers. Like they take any tree and then they grow, and then that's just like a mini tree. And the good thing is, if you're using something like forestry, you have a bunch of trees to choose from. So you have a lot of like creative options, while in vanilla you don't have quite as many. Question is, if we want to have this one here, or if we want to make that into, what is it called, into red nether brick. For now we're gonna like keep it, but we might change it depending on how it looks. Oh, that's wrong. What am I doing? I'm also gonna need some half slab. We should probably get that before we get properly started. About 28. You're a little close. Actually, I think we have one in the box. I'm gonna just make 24, and then I'm going to place whatever the remainder is. The reason also why we need so many stairs is because I need it for both the top and the bottom. I know I need an uneven amount of slabs for the roof, but from my quick counting I'm going to need 28, but I might need less. It is better not to cut it because you can't uncut it. Okay, then we need to decide what to do here, and I think the best is to place it there for now, and then make a decision. I think we either want to use a upside down slab or a stair potentially facing this way. We did also have this kind of roof over there, so we'll probably be using the same style. Hi Nikki! Yeah, what's personal space? It's like playing Pupper Frame. Personal space invaders all over the place. So, that is how it looks. Let's take a look from down here. I think I want to keep the line in there. It's kind of accidental that it is there because I put it up to begin with before I actually decided on making a different one. Half slab is what we're using here. It's probably what we will do. Question is if we should do a nether brick half slab. Let's borrow one. That would be nether brick. Let's get a couple of concrete dust. Bum bum bum. Just start with the 2. There's no sense in having a bunch of them. No, I don't like that. It looks too wonky. It does tie this in a little bit, but just so you can see it again. Like, it makes these too small. Like, the problem with this is that this one here becomes too tall if we use the dark color here. If we use the light color, then you don't notice that it is actually a full block tall there. So that helps a little bit, but I do want a little bit of the I don't know what that's called in English. The top of the wall. Right now I can't even remember what it's called in Danish, so it's going really well tonight. There we go. You see, we've done the 2 small roofs and we're already halfway through a stack of stairs. They're not gonna last very long. Okay, so let's see. See, now the problem is that we do not have a place to get up all of a sudden if we place it everywhere. So let's do it this way instead. It is just so that we can remember. All right. We're not gonna have enough. Okay. Well, it counted, even though I technically did not land in the water. I still didn't take fall damage. I kind of just want to take another stack of stairs. Like, we almost can't make too many stairs at this point because we will also need the stairs on the inside. So even if we have too many stairs for the outside, it is very unlikely we have too many for the inside. We will also need some blocks on our bar. I ran out of food. I couldn't sprint. Try that again. Okay. Damn it. Let's try not to fall down. Oops. There we go. Also, I was planning this side with a little bit of extra space. Turns out it was good I did it because the roofs are very, very close. Not entirely intended, but I mean, lucky. Wouldn't want to have to move the entire building. Alright, so how do we want to proceed here? Gonna have to go backwards. Let's do the top cross first. Okay, so how many are we missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 6 more. Okay, this might be a little too brave. Yeah, I screwed up my sprint. Oh well. Oh, whoops. I would really want to, or like to do what I usually do in buildings and put down like a pressure plate on the inside of the door. It's very nice because it allows you to get around easier. But let's for now take this away. But the problem is that the villagers don't necessarily respect pressure plates, so if you try to do something like that, they might have a zombie outside the door that's trying to get to them, and normally the zombie would have to break down the door, or if it is unable to break down the door, just stand outside and wait for the sun to come up. But if the villager happened to stand in the same place as the pressure plate, well, then the door is just wide open. So I don't really want to risk that. So while we're making this, we're only putting in the essential blocks, like there will be a big hole there, but we want to decide what we want to fill that with from the inside, because then we can better see how it actually looks all together. There used to be a time where you couldn't do that, like stand on this step here and place the stair. I'm so glad they made that possible. Like you would have to stand at the very top of the stair and hit the bottom, and it was just wonky. Okay, so that is both of those sides done. Side number 3. The question is if we have enough stairs. We might have just enough. It's going to be a little close. We should start from the top because it will be harder to get down again. Oh, not get down again. Get up again if we don't. It looks like we will have enough though, which is nice. Okay, now we just need to get down. The problem is we can't really get down on the inside, so let's take a swim. By the way, I also wait with putting in, like I could have put in the mossy on this building already. No, squid! Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Get in the water. You are not... Suicidal squid. Okay, we're still gonna need some more stairs because there is a rim there. I'm however also going to need to be able to get down or up and down a little bit more easily, so we are going to grab these. It was not just one either, it was two of them and I couldn't get there to save both of them. So I grabbed the one that was most likely to survive. So yeah, the wall will go here, so we have this place here that still needs some stair work. We probably want to also do the half slab at this point here. We could also not do it, but that would make it mismatch with the bottom. So I think we will do it. Bum ba bum ba bum. I don't trust that we can do it from this side. We are going to fall. So let's just do it the proper way. There's a saying for that. It's something like close the door, do you live in an igloo or something? I can't remember. There is something like that, but I don't think it actually is an igloo. Okay. Whoops. I did not notice that I ran out of stairs. I can't really shift on these, that's the one problem they have, so I can't like go too far on the edge. Good, so then we just need the final side. These parts are going to go away anyway, so we might as well place them on those if we can, of course. We can't. Why can we not place it there? Then we'll do it this way. Okay. There we go. Where did all my food go? Okay. Da 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 da. See, I think I want to do something a little different here. Question is how much space we actually have to work with. I think we want to look at our wood. That is not enough stairs. It's not enough anything. Well, oak wood. So, we have moved everything to other buildings, so we need to find another building. Alright, so... we need to have at least 4 stairs. And 6 half slabs will be enough. Then we need... probably 8, but we might need more. But we will at least need 8, so let's make that. It's usually a barn? What do you mean? Wait, where did my sand go? Well, I guess it got mixed with other sand, that's a problem. Okay, so let's bring 16. 16 should be way too much. For now we will just do a single batch. See, the chat is still not working. Oh yeah, true. Barn. Yeah, do you live in a barn? Because that usually has big open doors. This is a more of a storage barn than like an animal barn. Could have animals in here. If that is the case, I would probably have to open this side or something to make that into a door. And I might do that. Could also do it with one of these sides, but we will see. For now I'm going to keep it just as windows. Alright, so actually let's okay. No, can't do that from down here. All right. is probably too many that I made, because I don't want it on all sides. So we will probably only need half of these, but we will need more of these instead. So let's see here, we want to have this here. Up one more. And that is probably where we want to end. Why doesn't make that out of a different kind of wood so it isn't oak? But I think oak would be the best. Let's have a look from the outside. I think up one more. I also forgot to bring my diamond tools with me, so that's a thing. It is quite alright that it connects on the sides. That's actually what we want. So there we go. Good. I mean, more can snow if more needs to. There we go. Let's have a look from the outside again. Actually, I think I'll do the stair on all four sides just to tie it together. But I might not leave it open on all four sides. I like that though, that actually looks quite nice. What I want to do with that is basically I want to have like a crane out or something, is the thought. So that I can like maybe have a chain hanging down, maybe a box on it or something, so you can like lift stuff like hay bales or things inside. And that would also give a bit more purpose to the height of the building. I think that's actually exactly the amount of concrete powder that we need. Hi, Sean. Moo, Sean. Shmoo. Okay, let's see. So we need to have some more stairs then. We are good on slabs. Do we want any other sides open? Potentially that side over there, those two will be closed. So that'll be an open side. Let's leave it open for now, I guess. You can always close it. Damn it. No, wrong. Potion shop. Whoops. Da 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 ba da 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 ba da 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 da. I think having it open on this side would be good too. Okay. Then we have the inside roof to worry about. Let's see. So there'll be about 6 stairs per side, plus probably house slabs for the others. We'll need 1. We have one there as well, 2. Here I'm not sure, so 6 stairs per side and 2 slabs. Or per corner rather, we don't have enough. They go terribly quickly. Like, I brought 4 stacks over here. I used a little bit to finish the roof there, but there was barely any missing. And then everything else has just gone to this single roof. They go so fast. A meows. My ex actually had a cat. I think it was originally his sister's cat, and she was called Meows, but after getting adopted or readopted, I guess, her name kind of changed to Mouse, so she was a cat called Mouse. She was a really sweet cat. I liked her a lot. She was the kind of cat that knows what she wants, and if you are mean to her, she will damn well remember it. I wasn't mean to her, so she also remembered that. A fair kitty. So it's like everyone else, like they would call for her and she would not give them the time of day, and I would call for her or just like reach out my paw and Mouse would come to me and cuddle. It's like, don't mistreat the kitty and the kitty will like you. It's not that people were overly mean, but you know, people like some people like to tease animals, and not all animals like to be teased. Okay, so for the very top there, I think we're gonna use dark oak. And the question is whether we should take out the concrete powder. We should, but then we might also should change it on the outside here. Because at the moment we have the half slab here, like down below, but I think if we put in the dark oak, then we should just bring it all the way out. So can I jump from here? Might be able to. I can just walk over. That also works. Fell on the inside. Can't reach it from here. There we go. Okay, the last one here. I liked how Kitty caused his relationship with the rest of my family were reflecting mine. He didn't like my least favorite family members and liked those I was better with. Yeah. Like, there will often be a reason why you don't like someone, so... if those reasons are justified and not just disliking someone for the purpose of disliking someone, chances are Kitty might also share opinions. Alright, now I need some dark oak. And I don't have any pre-cut. I also brought over some extra spruce. I was down to less than 1 stack. So I brought over another 6. So for the total materials spent on the project, count that up. Might actually be a problem. How did that end up over there? Let's do it like this instead. Don't trust myself being able to shift or to not shift there, so actually good, it fell down. Let's cut it while we're placing. Alright, then we just need to choose a main direction, this one. And then the question is whether or not we want extra stuff. I think we do. It looks a little weird that it's so flat in the center. We do have the 4 here, so we can try with that. It does give extra room to have the 3x3, but I think I prefer it without. Let's see. Yeah, the scaffolding is a new vanilla feature. I'm not sure when it came. They take 3 pieces of bamboo, 3 on either side, and then a piece of string at the top, and that gives you 6. So I made 3 stacks because that evens out to, if I make 6 at a time, then each stack will have a leftover 4. So 4 times 3, that becomes 12, and so that is 2 extra. So all of a sudden that becomes 32 instead of the weird wonky numbers. Easier to remember how many you have then. But yeah, they added scaffolding, and I'm very happy they did. I really like the scaffolding. How they work is they can reach out up to 4 blocks. So this one here could actually be one longer. Well, if I was up there. So you can place them out that way. If I place it further out though, this one, yeah. Okay, I'm being supported from something weird. It's not supposed to happen. But they can reach up out to 4 blocks, and at that point they're supposed to fall. And if they are not supported, there we go. So there is, was it 6 blocks? It might be 6 blocks. Yeah, it looks like it. So if we put one more, it'll fall down, and we can also stack it up, of course. So now we have another support made, so now we can continue building. So if you break the bottom, then all the supported blocks will fall. So you can build a nice scaffolding, you can go up and down, you just press space to go up, shift to go down. You can also stop and at metal levels. Each of them provides 2 levels because you can also walk on the bottom floor, but you can't fall down through it. So if you want to shift on it, you can actually stand on a side block without going down. Over here it's a little more of a problem, because if I am here, for instance, I can't stand on the middle level. So in order to shift, you have to have a what am I getting stuck on here? Something weird is happening. But yeah, I think it's a feature that they got inspired by a couple of modded versions for. A very nice feature. Okay, so let's see here. We could also use dark oak on this side here, but do we want to? If we do, we will not see any of the white, and I kind of want to see the white. But it might look weird on the inside if we don't. Get the other stuff in first. go. Hi there, Cosmic. Good to see you. Feel like we kinda need it. Because if we just have it as it is now and put a house slab up there, there would be a lot of weird space. I think we'll take it out. Then we also need to move this one. Damn it. Alright. Let's use dark oak. Little different to the other building, but that is also alright. It is not a problem that every building has a little bit of a unique touch. Alright, so let's see what we want here. Six and 3. There we go. I'm going to do something a little similar to what we had over in the other building. So get a little bit of a window that way, while also maintaining some kind of semblance of extra support. Oops. Let's see, alternatively one could also do that, and then you could put fences in there. I think I want to try that. I have to make fences and potentially waste them, but it could look nice. More likes them upside down more. Well, let me show the other, and then we can see them together. That would be with the fence. What would more prefer? So, upside down. Or with fence. Okay. Then we need some kind of way to get up there, stair of sorts. Could also use a ladder. I don't think the villagers can use ladders. They can definitely not use ladders for the pathfinding, but like what I'm afraid of is that a villager might get pushed onto a ladder and then all of a sudden end up on a floor and can't get down. One way to solve that is to place ladders so that you need to jump to get up to them, because then they can never get pushed onto it. But that is a way to do it. Then if we make the flooring at this level, for instance, that would cause a problem over there, potentially, for the windows. Might still do it. We won't be able to see the windows then, but the problem is if we put it up higher, it might not leave us enough space for the top floor. And another problem is if we want the ladder to be here, for instance, actually it doesn't matter, does it? No. If we have the floor at this level here, so basically there, we would be able to climb up on this vertical block, while if we pushed it up one more block to that level, then there would be no way to get up there. We would need to put in a solid wall here, for instance, in order to have a place to actually climb up, and that might cause some issues. Alternatively, you can also have a pillar or something that you climb up instead, so you have a pillar a little further inside the room. So not entirely sure there. I kind of do like it having it a bit higher up though. Let's get some stuff. My axe is about to break. Let's take a quick break here and do a harvest. Don't get in my way, please. I really don't want to accidentally hit you, because the iron golem will wreck my day. Oh, whoops, that was not fully grown. Whoopsie. And there we go. 58. Too short. There we go. Now we're gonna run home real quick. Let's store those. Burn those. Store the emeralds. The ink sacs from the suicidal squids. And then we will pick up Protector and my Careful Pepper. Or should I think I bring Lucky Friend because I already have Silk Touch on Protector, so I don't need that, and it's a little more easy to repair Lucky Friend because Fortune. Silk Touch makes it so that ores and stuff won't drop experience. So in order to repair the other with mining, you would have to do it in offhand, otherwise you'd have to do something like fishing. Or I could just go and farm some spiders in the spawner. That's one of the reasons why we have it. Okay, let's see. I have a bunch of these already made, so I might as well use those. We're using spruce wood, so we probably want to use oak wood. But I only have 2 to try with, so we're gonna make a few more. Usually when I do flooring and ceiling stuff, like what I like to do is I like to put emphasis on one. Like the floor here is very heavy because we're using spruce wood. So if I'm making a heavy floor, then I don't want to do a heavy ceiling. Other times you want to do a heavy ceiling because you want it more of a cave feel, so you have a more light bottom. So there we go. There might be too much oak. We can't use acacia because the wall is acacia. Dark oak would look way too dark, like contrasting with the birch. Oak, there's a lot of oak already, so that is probably too much. And spruce, the floor's already spruce, so that's a no-go, so I think we're gonna try with jungle. Do I have any already made? Name. Let's just do a few fast to check. Like, it would be more ideal to have the floor one further down. But I kind of like to have the trim there. Like if we did it here, for instance. This just becomes too flat, like we have flat, 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 flat. A bit too much. Oi. Better. It does clash a little bit with the dark flooring here, but I think it's okay because of the acacia walls. We also might not want to like cover the entire thing. So what we could do is take it out here, for instance. That would also give an opportunity to put the ladder in this area instead. The reason for not doing it all over the place is that then we have a more open room. I think in that case this should go. Bless. I thought about the acacia slabs. I talked about that a little while ago, but I think it is going to be too much reddish orange. Like we already have acacia logs on the walls, and the acacia planks are pretty close in color, so I think it becomes too much. I want something that is bright, but not too bright. As for how I am, it's a little bit up and down. Yeah, I have more. Let's just say I've started seeing a psychologist. I kind of need it. So I'm alive, but kinda need some assistance, and I also need some spruce wood. What about yourself? Okay, let's see. There's a little bit of space up here. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. I think I would rather do that. And then either go across here or maybe Maybe like this. Asymmetry is good. We like asymmetry. Well, as long as they're likable, it's a good thing. Like, you can be odd in a bunch of ways, and some of them are good, some of them are less good. So, it sounds like it is positive. Alright, for now, let's get some light up here. Okay, so up here I will do a crane sort of thingy. Thinking probably place it in these 2x2, and then maybe use something like tracks to make it sort of seem like it could be pushed over here. That's what I am thinking. I don't know precisely how to design it yet. I just know that I want it poking out of this window. Or whatever we want to call it, opening. So, that is the plan. And I have some ladders at home, but not with me right here, so I can't really do this bit. Alright. But I also need to do some interior decoration to figure out what I actually want to have in here. So, let's have a look out back. The problem here is that this tree is a little bit in the way, but I also kind of don't want to cut it down. So how to deal with that? Alternatives could be move the tree up here or build stuff up here, but if we build it up here, I think it comes too far away from the building. That is the issue. So I think we will have to move the tree. There's a zeppelin. Alright, where should we move it? Tempted to move it there, it might not be far enough though. Okay, so let's see here, we need a 3x3 area. Let us get some stuff to work with. Oh, hello. You have horn coral. You also have glowstone. Stay, please. Oh, Hello, welcome to the lower town. Nice of you to pop by. Oh yeah, I heard about the latest kerfuffle. For those not in the know, YouTube has done fucked up again. Pardon my French. Essentially, if anyone knows Markiplier, very big YouTube personality, has like 24.5 million subscribers, so like crazy big. Well, YouTube decided that a bunch of his subscribers, who were posting in his chat, subscribing to the channel, paying subscribers, not just following the channel, actual subscribers to the channel, posting in the chat what they have been asked by the streamer to post in the chat, was then auto suspended because of what they posted in the chat. When they try to get unsuspended, YouTube decides that nope, this is right. So, understandably, he's not terribly excited about that. Kinda pissed. So, yeah. Thank you. And understandably so. I mean, I was watching the video that he made about it just to know what the hell was going on, and he made the point that there's people who are legitimately coming in and spamming 100 lines of ASCII art, quote unquote, of inappropriate pictures. They don't get banned for spamming, but someone who posts a couple of emotes, they get banned for spamming. And it's not just a YouTube account either, it is their entire Google account, so everything is suddenly gone. Yeah, it wasn't a big amount, it is more than I would post personally, but just watching a normal chat behavior, it's nothing. Every now and then I'll watch a streamer on Twitch who does clay sculptures, custom clay sculptures for others. Very relaxing to watch, it's quite nice, also inspiring. But people there, when a raid comes in or something, there will always be at least 6 emotes from a couple of people, and very often also more. So it's how do you get to that this is the right decision to make? It was that measuring. Then I got distracted by the trader here. For some reason the leads turn invisible when you go outside of distance. I've noticed that. This is what I wanted, the dirt. Yeah, ASCII art or copy-paste spam. It's worth a warning, a couple of minutes timeout and then a day ban, but totally account wipe, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not uncommon. They also do it on that channel, whenever someone subscribes or something, then very often there'll be someone that posts a bunch of hype signs. Okay, so let's see here. We probably don't want to rub against the buildings. We need to go to this level. The problem here is then if I do it on this level here, just to show, it will be completely aligned with the building, and that is going to look wonky. Some people might like that, I do not. So we will do it one over to the side. Okay. And then the question is how? It's just, it's streamer culture, and many streams just like a little bit of spam. I mean, it is technically spam, it's just not spam you should be banned for YouTube. And when you have very obviously made a mistake and the owner of the channel the mistake was made on tells you this is a mistake, please unsuspend people, then you fucking unsuspend people. You don't say no, and if we say no, then it's just too bad. And that is basically what they said. If you got a no, then sorry, nothing we can do. Let's see. What should we do with the colors? Yeah, links I could understand, because that can be a lot of things. But yeah, it's just dumb. Like, I was talking with Mo about that before I started streaming. I was like, I mean, at least Twitch gets that part right, but I wouldn't count on Twitch to continue getting that kind of stuff right, because YouTube might be completely and utterly incompetent, but Twitch, if you do not do inappropriate things to them under the table, then they're not your friend. So yeah, audience interaction is a good thing. It's supposed to be. It's just so dumb. Let's see. Maybe we should do it the other way around and do it with these. So now that I have cut that grass, I can go over here and place a piece of grass where I accidentally broke one. It's entirely why I used the shear stair. And I'm gonna face an issue. I'm not gonna be able to get out of this room again. That is a problem. That is a problem. Let's do this. Can't remember if I saw that. I guess I should have seen it, but well, sometimes you're not really in the mind space to deal with all their policy changes, and in the end, like, the internet is largely a monopoly, and basically they could decide to say that we own your firstborn now, suck it. And well, we could stop using it, but it's a little difficult to do when this is just how things are. Okay. So I mean, there are a couple of like apps on my phone. Like, I always tell my dad that when you install an app, make sure you read what they want access to and make an informed decision. Is that something I want them to have access to? Because they might very well ask for things that they have no reason to have access to. It wouldn't be the first time, and there is a couple of apps where just like, yeah, you're suddenly asking for permissions that you do not have any need to know. So guess what? I'm going to stop updating you, and if you stop working because I stop updating you, I'm gonna stop using you. It's like, no, that's... But on the general internet, there's a lot of stuff where you just can't just do that. Bumps. Bumps. Moo. Sorry, Moo. I'm just grumpy. Actually, I think I want to give it a little bit more round feel by taking these out anyway. I can put those in from the bottom as well. But then I need to do this. The good thing about this design choice is that we do have the benefit that we don't need to have light up here, because we're going to do this. So since it's a bottom half slab, nothing can spawn there, so Don't need to worry about that. That is lovely. And then the question is whether to use spruce or oak. I like the spruce. I have decided I like the spruce. We will use spruce. I do not have enough spruce. Bums. Aww. Would you like to link your whole life together for easy access? No. Yeah. Now that you mention it, no thanks. I'm good. Damn it, suicidal squid again. Let's clear some inventory. I was keeping... There was another one. I saw the poof. I turned my back for a second. Say, like, it is not funny, but it is like, it's sad funny. All right. We might want to use something stronger. Should we use spruce in those corners? Where it looks off, but... Might as well just keep them open for now. I hope so. I don't want them to kill themselves. Like, back home I have, I think, over a stack of ink sacs, and most of them, I think, I have fished up 20 from just regular fishing, and all the others have come from squids killing themselves. I don't know, like, I looked back at the update history, and there isn't anything that should, like, have changed anything majorly to make squids behave that way, but for some reason they do just not want to live right now. Oh, hello tree. You have grown to a convenient size. You are accepted. Thank you. Oh, gimme. Fuck. Let's go out here. At least damage is minimal. I don't think anything actually got damaged. But yeah, I forgot that part. Waterlogging. So we need to do that a little differently. Let's see. So we do... Actually, we can't do that. So let's do it this way. Actually, I should probably just have left that there, shouldn't I? We can do that and that. That makes this one into an infinite source. And then we can continue the success here. I wouldn't mind that you couldn't do that. I don't know if you can actually... Maybe we should test that. Let's do that. Let's test. So... let's make a 2 by 2. So, if we do that, water bucket. So if we do that, we waterlog. If we shift, no. Shift on the side, no. I would like that changed. I would like that if you shift place a water bucket on a waterloggable block, that it does not waterlog the block unless they're, like in this case, where we have water on one side and water on the other side, would be created an infinite source in that space. After the Japan reactor meltdown, I tried to start the story of radiation causing BC Pacific octopi to adopt a tree-living lifestyle. I'm pleased that no one was silly enough to believe me. That sounds fun. It could have been the Canadian equivalent of Australian drop bears. The BC arboreal octopus. Watch the tentacles in the trees as you hike. Yeah, I know. It's just... I would like a way to place water against them without waterlogging them. Like, it's safe this way because there is no two sources that can access this stair. So it's not like the water can get out because of waterlogging. But because I made the sides out of stairs, there is another suicidal squid. Bloody hell, that's the 4th one. Seriously. But yeah, we'd just like to be able to do it without... or rather, place it against the block without waterlogging the block. Oh, already have 3 made, that's convenient. We probably want a couple that are made of mossy, but I don't want to make extra mossy for it, so for now we're going to use what we have and just convert the one mossy. Yeah, true. Depends on the bird though. I think ostrich eggs are quite, like, hardcore. But they also do not reside in trees, so that of course helps. A little bit firmer of a base. And it might still need a little bit more, like I'm still debating these. Problem is without them, the legs look a little weak. With them, it looks a little too square. Where did that one go? Might have gone inside again. What if we do... maybe... no, there it was. Oh, I can see the water piddling out underneath. Oh, that's kind of nice. It does soften the square look a little. An alternative one could do is do that and then extend the spruce up there or something. Still quite square in the look by doing that. Could also just potentially leave them This is the part of the stream where Aura makes noises. Kind of like that. It doesn't make any structural sense that it would be stronger, but it just feels a little stronger, at least to me. Brings a little bit more together. Momo, coffee is good. I wouldn't mind some coffee myself, but usually for the streams I have my my bubbly. I'll probably also put a ladder on this. Okay, so let's see. We have the water at this level here, so we would have to bring the water out at that level too. So that means we will probably be making our viaducts in spruce. Actually, it doesn't matter that much for the viaduct itself, because we will have to support it underneath anyway. Something like that. Bucket. Oh, this is a scary moment. Oh nice, it actually does leak. The problem I think is if we do not have that, let's take these. Let's see here, so this will be able to fall down here, so if we do that, we should be safe. I think. Oh, interesting. That is unexpected behavior. Is that intended behavior? That is the question. What if we extend this? Like, I'm not sure I like how it looks, but oh, we would need to put something here as well. No, we wouldn't. No. No, we wouldn't. That does not update it. Okay. That is very unexpected, actually. I thought for sure that it would fall down through it, but it doesn't. It looks weird with the water on the underside though, but it is definitely an option. But yeah, basically, it's like, is there rotten flesh in the water? No, it's a salmon. Like, basically what we want to do is we want the reason why we're building this thing, I talked about it last stream, is that one of the problems with Minecraft is that if you do farmland, it needs to be hydrated. And it needs to be hydrated a lot. A single piece of water will only go 4 blocks out, so you need to have water fairly often. And if I want to have a big wheat field here, it's gonna look bloody weird that there is like a water here, and a water here, and a water here, and also a water here. So we want to make some kind of system that makes sense. So what I was thinking is having a reservoir like this, have something that looks like a pump that pumps stuff out of the water here and fills it, then have water pass via viaducts and then poured down into viaducts on this level here. Let's make one. So basically we would have half slabs. The reason we have half slabs is for a multitude of reasons. First of all, half of a block of water still looks fine. So we can do this. The benefit of this is that mobs that or villagers that walk into this do not have to jump. So that means they won't trample crops, or at least they shouldn't trample crops. It is all theory at this point. So they don't have to jump to get out of the water, which is then the hopes that they won't do that. And because we're making it in still water, it will be able to be extended for as long as we want it, and because we're doing it with viaducts and channels, then at least to me it makes sense that there is water then. No, it has to be at the same level. You can see over here, these two here are not hydrated, so one day when I break these, they used to be hydrated because there was water over here somewhere. I think it was like where the wall is now, that poured down. But I moved that water down here so that the rest would still be hydrated. But because this is one level above, it's no longer hydrated. So that's a little bothersome. So it has to be on the same level. But at least it works with waterlogged blocks. You could also, like, instead of having, that's what I have back in at my home, have it like this, so that it's still waterlogged. You can see here, if I do that, water still flows from it. This will also hydrate. This will completely hide the water. But I like to be able to see the water channel in this case because it makes sense with having the viaducts and stuff. One thing I could do is I could do it like this. Oh no, I was trying to aim at the top of the block. so that it still makes sense that the water like flows below, but I think it would get confusing. And also I don't really want to be bound to making wooden plank roads here, which I feel like that would do, because it kind of looks more like a pathway. So that's why I'm not planning to do that. No, stream is not ending yet. Probably won't be super long, but not quite yet. Silly move. So we will be bringing water out from this in a viaduct. I'm thinking out from this side, in this direction, then probably have some channels and drops to, like, I'm thinking having the viaduct out, having some branches off of it. That tree is very green. Like, holy crap. Distracted. So basically have the main viaduct going out, have some maybe slightly lowered branches or at the same level. I think slightly lowered would look better. And then have the branches that go out drop into channels that then actually feed the farm. I wish. It would probably still be online things. I wouldn't mind being stolen. Right now I'm just trying to decide if I want to be able to see the water on the bottom of the block, and that was unexpected. I was expecting it to just start pouring down, honestly, but that it also shows on the underside is a little weird. Maybe that's just how they manage the water normally. Basically, like they have the water block. You can see it. There's a little bit of a lip here. So maybe what they're doing is just, if it is a water block, render it by 1 pixel, or in this case 2 pixels, lower than normal. But it didn't look like there was like physical filler on the underside to me. It just looked like it for some reason rendered the underside. Very odd. Yeah, I want things to look nice. That's also one of the reasons why I'm working on the village and trying to improve it. Is like, I've done a lot of trading with these people, and both to pay them back and also just in general, because it's the first time I'm really doing anything major with villagers. Because previous to, was it the last one, 1.14, or was it earlier? I think it was 1.14. Village and Pillage. Yeah, it was the ending tune. It's a kind of an in-joke, like we have a friend together who also does streams, and then we'll both be watching, and then all of a sudden my ending music comes on his stream, and it's like, oh, stream end. Oh. That would be nice. I actually do have a quite nice cafeteria down here. It's just not so nice to go down there, like, just alone. But I do actually need to do that. So, yeah, I need to figure that out. basically I talked about how I was or had started seeing a psychologist, and well, my psychologist basically gives me some challenges each week, and this week's challenge is to basically do some stuff to welcome rejection, to put it simply. The problem is, like, I'm allowed to do it online. The only problem is I have no clue how to do it online. Like, I'm trying to be more active on some Discord servers, but it's not really working that well. Because, like, how much rejection are you gonna meet from friends? Like, I'm not on big public servers, because I've learned my lesson, those are full of scumbags. So, yeah. And I don't want to get into that, even for something like that. That's not going to be enough. So how do you do that? I'm not really sure. So it's like, well, I can't think of anything online that I think is good enough. I mean, it might be good enough that if you go onto a server and you say something and no one responds, that is also rejection. It technically is, just in my head it doesn't count. So, I don't know. Then there's an obvious one. I could go on Tinder or OkCupid or similar and make a profile, and I would probably finally be suicidal by the end of the week. I'm not sure that I want that. I mean, it would be nice to be able to, but I don't think I could do that. I think if we do that, then we would need to do something a little different. Yeah, I am trying. I wonder if I could... Please don't get hit by my axe. It's gonna hurt a lot. It has sharpness. So, like... Let's try... Yeah, I'm not surprised I don't have any made, but let's also bring some more. So, like, it's also one of the things, like another one of the challenges is that basically every day I need to go to another place in my place where I do not usually have, like, nice times, and then I'm supposed to just sit there and allow myself to feel like crap. Sounds weird, I know, but it makes sense. So, like, allow myself to sit there and think dark thoughts and stuff. And that's fine.
I just want to go back.
I'm a huge introvert here, getting out into real life myself. Yeah, that's one of my big problems. Like, the problem is I've kind of been, like, I kind of changed what I was talking about. But, like, I've been cooped up in my apartment for, like, 2 years. And I already had social anxiety before then, so it's not really gotten better. Oi, you just broke your... That was your fault. Oh, I already placed it. I'm so glad you can do this now. Okay, that might actually work. Then it matches the door. Yeah, I'm trying. Like, one of the problems is, like, there is the, yeah, social anxiety disorder. Yeah, sad. Well, I have not been diagnosed with anything because I am seeing a psychologist, not a psychiatrist, which is apparently the difference between the two. I had to look it up. That a psychiatrist can give you a medical diagnosis and medication, but a medical diagnosis might just work against me, and I do not wish for medication, so that seems counterproductive to what I actually want. So, yeah, trying to get better. But it feels like I could do a dating profile. Like, it would be nice to be able to do. I just don't feel like I could do it because I am trans and, well, frankly, I'm scared. I'm scared of what I will meet. I'm scared of the negative responses. Like, just for normal people, I'm not normal. Just for normal people, the dating scene is scary. He actually used it as an example for how to do it. That he had made a profile and he was suddenly finding that he was being rejected for being short. He's 1.77 meters. That's not short. It's not super tall, but it's definitely not short. Like, I think I'm 186. Yeah. So it's like, that's not much of a difference. Like, it's not even half a head. And I consider myself tall. I hate being tall, but I am tall. So... yeah, that's apparently short. So it's like, okay, if normal people get rejected for that, think about being trans. And I have, like, no self-confidence and no belief in myself, so... 5'4". It's a bit shorter. I'm not good at calculating it in my head, but Mo, if you could maybe throw it in Google or something. But, like, I could do something like that. It is a possibility. It would kind of be the dream to be able to do it, but, like, my self-confidence is, like, bust, so it's really not a place that I am at the moment. 69 inches. Nice. So it would be nice to get there, but I'm very, very far from there. Yeah, but I have other things that I am trying to do, because I have the cafeteria and I have thought about just going down there one day, sitting down, having a coffee, maybe bringing a book or something, but sitting there and being open for approach, essentially, is the idea. Because if you're open for approach, you might also be approached, and then there is the opportunity for rejection. At least there is the opportunity, even though it isn't great. thought for a second something was on fire, then I remembered fireplace. So I'm thinking about whether or not I should add a stair there or not. That is why I'm dancing around the entrance here. It's not because I'm just talking and can't do two things at the same time. I'm just thinking all over the place. But another thing is also there is... I'm trying to pick it up and like wave it so you can hear it, but I have here a like... what is it called? Not really a brochure. It is bigger than a brochure, but like it's the size of a proper newspaper, but it is not a newspaper. But it is basically, there is a house here in the area where I live, which is like the local people getting together, and then they are making a social arrangement for each other. Like there is weekly bingo night. Actually, I think it's bingo afternoon. There is eat together evening. There is coffee. There is gymnastics. There is IT help club sort of thing. And then there's also all kind of other events, though I would probably go to one of the minor things before I go to one of the bigger things. Yeah, it's probably mostly older people or people who are home from work taking care of children, like in their early years. But who knows? Either way, it is a lot of people who do not currently work, or at least work at other times. So there's that at least. See, the problem is that a normal stair, like one of those stairs, would not fit for an entrance for animals. That's one of the problems of efficiency. It just evaporates things sometimes. Please move over here. You can go there. But yeah, that is an opportunity. Like there, I would definitely do it well enough. That's also one of the dark thoughts that I have, is that no matter what I do, it's not enough. It's not good enough. It's one of the things I keep telling myself. It's one of the things that I also know is bullshit. Pardon my language. So it's like, I know that it's wrong, but I also can't just ignore that voice in my head. I don't know whether to use slabs. I need to also have some other stuff. Let's put this in here. So yeah, if I went there, I would definitely like succeed at it. There's no doubt. Like the cafeteria can be argued that you go there, you're probably not going to be approached by anyone. It's like taking a bus. You might make yourself open. That is good. But it's very unlikely that anyone is going to approach you. Do I have any regular birch planks, actually? But going there, like, if you go there and you sit down and you have din-dins with someone, you're going to talk with people. It is very, very likely, especially because you're the new person in the room, people are going to ask questions. So that would definitely be a success. But getting over that step of social anxiety, that is where I am still a little stuck. Okay, so we could either do something like that, or like that, or like that. Yeah, kind of the same. And stairs as well, because if it's like this, then the wall seems too flat. Then I need to make more stairs though, because I don't have enough. I'm out of inventory space. Like, I'm wondering also the what is it called? The cobblestone might be a little too much for the step, but once I start putting in the mossy, I can soften it up a bit. Like I can make this mossy, or on the other make the background mossy or something, and it will break it up a little bit so it doesn't look so big and clunky as it does now. Baka. Probably don't need the dirt right now. Not gonna need the last acacia trapdoor. The rest I might still need. Could put the acacia trees away. Alright. I think that works. So then we have a doorway where we could have animals. Then we could have like a pen in here where the animals can be in. Use a little bit of the spacing. And then maybe have some animal stuff out here. We could also just let the animals wander town. That is also a possibility. But yeah, that's the thought at least. Question is how to make the pens. Well, we could use this for it. But where to limit it? Like we could either put it here or we could put it here. Like that, for instance. But where should it then go here? Because we need this side to be able to put in the ladder. So we would need to connect here, but then how far in do we go? Could also just continue out this way. And then the question is, how far do we go? But should we have more than one of these? I am not sure. So let's do one for now. Okay, so here maybe. Nope. Okay, like I'm wondering if we should also have one over here, but I'm not sure. There. How did that happen? It's not even in the water. Like, seriously? Squid. Fuck's sake. Okay, then I think I want to change some of the flooring here. Put in some hay, probably also some hay bales up against the wall or something. But have some hay on the floor so that we have sort of a grainy floor, kind of like straw's been put out. Makes kind of sense. Probably mix it in with some other stuff. I'm not sure. Like, the problem is the vanilla hay bale texture is a little rough. It is very dark, it is very yellow. I wish they would lighten it up a little bit like they've done with the regular wheat. So what we can combine it with is a little limited. I was thinking of sand maybe, but I'm not sure it's gonna mix. What other stuff could we use? Could potentially put some dirt in here and then like make it into paths. That would mix color wise. It is very... Actually, it does have an okay texture, so it could work. There's a problem that is not a full block, so that puts a little limit on it, because like we couldn't then put it up against the side here, because then we would see the cobblestone that we have underneath. We could use it inside the room, so that would be possible. So as long as we line the wall with the hay bales, that would work. And in like the corner here, we'll probably put the hay bales up against the like actual hay bales, rather than just use the top texture up against the wall. So I like the squids, they make about as good life choices as I do. Yeah. I hear that. So that's how we make a path. Can we also make it with the regular? No. So it has to have grown grass before we can make it into a path. Well, why don't we then? Here... For a second I was seeing you flashing red. Here we could still do it, but we would need to put a spruce log underneath here. So just because... Just so I don't forget. We'll do that and we'll do that. be enough. Okay. I now need the dirt that I put away. Ah, silk touch is convenient. See, now I'm debating with myself how much longer I would like to continue, because if I go much longer, I'm going to need more bubbly. Okay, let's see. I need some cobblestone. And deposit those. See, that is a problem. It's gonna do that thing. So we can't have... How did I not pick that up? I don't need that water there anymore, so let's fill it in. Let's see. We're gonna need... Actually, I'm wondering if I should use different blocks. Because the problem with cobblestone is that while it looks nice color-wise, it is also made of rubble. And that does not make much sense in a structural sense. So... other options we have is we could use andesite, that has the same color. We could also use smooth stone. I think. I'm actually not sure. I guess we can find out. So let's bring some stone, let's bring some andesite. Yeah, I have a stone cutter over here. So andesite would work because we can make walls out of it. Stone, I'm not sure though. No, we could only make stone brick, and that has the same problem as the cobblestone, so we would have to use the andesite. But that could still work. was alright. It is a little different in the color, but it should be fine. Okay, so we would have to have this one there, or potentially even further out. I think I would kind of like it further out. And we can do that. I wonder if it can stand on a stair. I can't place it here. Well, I guess we will never know. Or I will just jump down. Nope, can't put it on a stair. Okay, is that far enough out, or do we need to go further? That is the question. I thought about polished andesite, but the problem with polished andesite is that it does not have a wall variant. There is only wall variant for the regular andesite, and I need walls to make the shape that I want. Yeah, it seems like you can't place it on anything that is not a full opaque block. You might be able to put it on leaves, I don't know. We could find out. Do I have a tree that is easy to get on? Everything is easy to get on when you have scaffolds. Yes, so it needs to be a full block, not necessarily opaque. Good to know. I think I wanted one further out. Okay. I was like, I was sure that I had more oak fences. Where did they go? Oh yeah, I put them inside. I really like this corner. But yeah, you also can't put them on top of, for instance, the path blocks. Okay, I think you can reach the rest from the bottom. I think lengthwise it is alright. And then we want to have something suspended by it, but I am unsure how big we want it. And also precisely how we want to design it. Like, we could do it more as a crane. It's not going to be the right blocks. We could do it with oak, maybe. I don't think I would want it with oak, though. Maybe try spruce. Like, you could do something like this, for instance. So you have more of a claw sort of thing. Or you could do the other way around, where you have a bottom and then you have stuff piled on top and have the chain sort of going up through it. I think I like the other one better, just because a claw seems a little bit more, what's it called? Words. Modern. I'm also not sure on that one. I'm not sure on that one. Now, the question is if we can reach it from down here. Not from there, maybe from here. Yoink. It's better than oak, but it might be too dark when combined with the andesite. Words are good, especially when they work. Let's put that one there. And then we need some kind of turning mechanism here. And I'm not entirely sure what to use for that. We could use something like an iron block or something. But, well, it thematically would make sense. It isn't the prettiest block. Logs is an option, but would it work? What I would really like is I would like to use a barrel. Like, what I would like to do is I would like to put a barrel here at the top facing up and down. Then have a full log here below or something, maybe planks or something, probably a log. But the problem is that the barrel would work as a workstation for the villagers, so I can't use it as the decorative block in the town here. I wish there was a barrel that was non-functional. That is the one problem. But it's not so important to get the inside right. I can always fiddle with that right now. I'm fairly happy with the outside though. Like, it looks like a crane. We just need to actually put something on it. And then we need the inside part of the crane. We need to do this bit here. So that will require some some wheat collection. Speaking of, let's collect some wheat. I do not have inventory space. Let's make inventory space. Probably don't need these anymore. Probably don't need these right now. I'm done with the underside for now. That should be plenty. But yeah, I think I will end soon because it would be nice to rest my voice a little bit, and we're also kind of reaching a nice stopping point. Of course I could entirely finish the building, but there is a bunch of stuff that I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with at this moment. But what I want to do with the crane there is I want to make it look like the crane could be like pulled in somehow. So instead of just having a solid structure, it would be some kind of sliding thing. Because otherwise, how the hell are you going to turn it around to go out the other window, right? Then what I want to do here is, as I said, this will probably be turned into path blocks. Then I will mix in wheat once I have enough of it, as well as hay bales. No, not wheat, but hay bales for the top texture, for the floor. Have some in the corner. Then we need the rest of the room, which will probably be very storage looking. Upstairs we will probably have more hay bales because it makes sense if we are using it to store hay in the attic, that the hay would be stored in the attic, or rather raise hay bales in through the attic. It would make sense to store them up there instead of then lowering them down again. Did I grab the melon? Yes. I'm watching you, Squid. Also, by the way, I talked about the whole sitting in the other room and feeling bad about myself challenge. But I didn't really explain the reason why. The reason behind it, just to give some context, is that I'm not sleeping very well, and it's not that I'm having nightmares. I actually have very few nightmares. It's very, very rare I have nightmares. Instead, what happens is I have bad dreams. And the way I distinguish between the two is that bad dreams are kind of like a nightmare, except a nightmare is usually more nonsensical. But the thing is that bad dreams, they do not wake you up. So a nightmare is shocking or startling or similar, and will very much likely wake you up because of that. But a bad dream is not. So that means that actually we have a bunch of these here that I'm not going to keep there anyway. Let's use those first. So what a bad dream is topics that would upset you in some way. So one example is I suffer from travel anxiety. I've always had it, but it's gotten worse. Like I went and visited my my ex when we were still seeing each other many times, and each time my travel anxiety would get a little worse. But then I also got a job which included travel, to other countries, and that's fine. The problem with it was that the job, what they didn't tell me is that they told me that there's two groups of people. There are us who work this way, and then there's these other people who are basically employed here to have their passport in the desk drawer. Figuratively speaking, that means that they are employed to be able to be sent out tomorrow or straight from work. What they didn't tell me is, even though I'm in this group over here, when they want to send me out, they just fire me here and employ me here, and then all of a sudden I just have to go. And having that constant threat of being sent to another country, in a potentially very bad country, like being sent to Lebanon, for instance, at a time when they were shooting guns at the border, not very far away, that constant stress did not make things better. And then I also had some sudden trips, like while I was doing videos on the server that you and I shared, Ash, I was sent to Ireland and later also to England, and like those, especially the last one, or was it the last one? No, it was the last one. The first one, the one to Ireland, basically what was going to happen is my contract was running out. I was assigned on contract work, and what that means is that suddenly wondering if it would look better if these were upside down. Basically it means that I also have to worry about that, or maybe I should do it on the center instead. No, I liked it better the other way. So, like, I was employed for 1 year and a half year, and then 2 years or something. I can't remember precisely how it was. I think it was that, like 1 year, half a year, then 2 years. And I was on my second employment at that point, and my contract was about to run out, and then all of a sudden they come and say to me, "Hi, we want to send you to Ireland. And by the way," when I then asked, well, what about a job when I come back? My contract is running out within 2 weeks, and you want to send me to Ireland for an indeterminate amount of time without guaranteeing me that I have a job when I get back home. I'm sorry, but are you insane? It was not what I was saying, but it was basically what I was trying to convey to them. Like, also sorry for using that word, but basically, are you dense in the head? How does this make sense to you? And then instead I got sent out for 2 weeks, and then, well, the alternative then was that, well, when I get home I have no job, and then, well, they're going to be away for a month, and then we'll talk about it afterwards to figure out where we're standing. So, fun. And then the second time I was sent to England to witness, and that trip they basically came to me and said, "Hi, we want to send you to witness tomorrow." Uh-huh. I'm not sure I agree to that. I'm not sure I want that. So it's like, yes, it's in my contract to go on these trips. It's not in my contract to be able to be sent out without warning or anything. So I don't like that. So yeah, that was not popular with Papa. Two more at least. So yeah, that kinda greatly amplified my travel anxiety. And because of that, to bring it back around, well, a very common theme in my bad dreams is traveling. Not necessarily work related, but just traveling themes like packing. There's nothing like with, oh no, the plane is gonna crash. That doesn't bother me at all. If the plane crashes, so be it, I'm gonna die. Fuck it. Doesn't matter. But the problem is like all the things that can go wrong about traveling. That is what bothers me. Like not getting let in at the border, you forget something, even if it's something that doesn't make sense, like toothpaste. Or you forget something out there, that's worse, you can't get that back. Not sure if this one should also be wheat. So yeah, that is a common theme. And because of that, since I have a lot of those stressful dreams, I wake up not feeling entirely relaxed or rested, and it's kind of messing up my sleep. And now to put it further back, Moo Airlines. I like Moo Airlines. Moo Airlines is non-stressful. But to bring it further back, after all that, so the whole problem here is that my sleep is bad. So what do we do about that? Well, my psychologist has a theory, and that is that the reason my sleep is bad is because that is not going to work. That's not going to work. Will it work? No, I feel like it should be covered. But yeah, he has a theory that the reason why I am low energy and I don't have energy for very much, and also dealing with going down to the cafeteria. I don't really have the power to do that. And basically that, and also the reason that I have bad dreams is because His theory is that I essentially use the entire day to try to constantly distract myself so that I can avoid thinking bad thoughts. So because of that, I am exhausted constantly because I am spending so much energy doing that. Which of course is not good. Is that gonna work? No. I thought it wouldn't. But then we can do that, and then we get the top texture on the side, which is nice. The other ones are going to have it though, so I don't know. Maybe we should have it. Maybe we should just have it. Not sure. I think we need to not have it here because this one has it. So essentially I use so much energy to avoid thinking bad thoughts that I run out of energy, and therefore I don't have energy for other things, and the result is also that when I finally go to pillow, then all the bad comes, because it's the first time during the entire day that I'm actually allowing myself, or I am not allowing myself, but I am incapable of suppressing the bad. No, because as I said, psychologist, not psychiatrist, so there's not a medical angle to it. Question is, we could mix in some regular dirt just to have some extra texture. Not sure. Not entirely sure. The problem is we're kind of going in 3 different directions. This is reddish, this is yellow, this is green. So it doesn't fully fit. But it's all like experimentation. Basically the idea is I go to the other room, I sit there and I just allow myself to think bad so that the bad can come earlier in the day and thus not come at pillow time, but also so that I should hopefully get more energy for other things. I think this would actually be better as an option. It doesn't make fully sense in the sense that there's grass in here, but like color-wise it matches better. Can you pick up a path block? No. No. No, actually I need to do that. I like that better. Okay. See, another thing I would really like here is to have a cauldron with water for the animals. Again, the problem is that that is a workstation. However, there is one benefit to it, and that is that we do need some place for a leather worker to be, and it's maybe a little morbid to have them in the animal barn, but it would also kind of make sense since leather does come from animals. So maybe it's okay and it can do all that way. We do happen to have an extra cauldron. We could put it here. Like, I want a place where the villagers can give their animals fresh water. Or trough. I think it'll work. Hopefully they can actually access it like this. I don't know if they can access it from the top or if they have to have access to the sides. So that is that. The rest of the interior though, that I will need to think about a little bit more. Let's see. Yeah, fishing. But as I was talking about last time, my plan is for the stuff with this one, like potentially to build the pump with barrels so that that will function as a workstation for a fisher. The only problem is it limits a little bit of the placement because this here is a river biome, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, river. So that means that those drowned buggers can spawn there. And that can be dangerous for my villagers, so I would like to limit access to the water. But maybe I can do some sort of remote pump or something. But yeah, other than that, I think we're about reaching the end. So, summary, we pretty much finished another building. There's a few more things to do. I need to hang something from the crane. I need to finish the back of the crane and the foot of the crane, giving it a place to slide. I need to do the interior. I need to mossify the outside of the stone. That also depends on putting up flower boxes, because if I put in flower boxes, which technically doesn't make sense that much for a barn, but I still like flowers, so sue me. But like having, actually another option could also be thinking. This one here. But yeah, mossify it. Will probably have some flower boxes. Then the interior needs to be finished. I need to do the pump for the reservoir. I need to do the viaducts. And I need to do the viaducts in a way where I can still get under them. Not so much me, but more the villagers. What did I come over here for? I came over here for pot soil. It might also be too far over into the orange. I think it might be. Keep it like that for now. Alright, so let's deposit some of all this nonsense. What did I just put in there? Was that supposed to go in there? I don't know. We'll leave those in for now. Then I have the opportunity to go up and down if I forget ladders still. Oh, these as well. We've officially used 6 stacks of spruce. It's quite a bit. We're also getting close with the cobble. Very mysterious tune. Thank you for your hospitality. So yeah, I will continue working on the barn, probably finish it off stream, and then we'll take a look at that next time. And then I will probably also continue on the chapel. It is incredible so much food you use just by running around and building stuff. So I'll probably start working on some of the walls here, because I've made some decisions, like I want to have acacia on the corners. That is sort of to mirror what I have done there. So that will influence the wall choice. Unlike other buildings, I have used some slightly different things for the floor. The closest thing is over here. You can see I've also used the diorite and the mushroom. Here I'm using a mix of things with also some planks. but it felt right that the chapel should have a little bit more of a stony look. A little bit less of a just cabin look. But that does not mean that the wall will be made out of fancy stone. They most likely will not. But I might do something. Like, it's possible I might make the central tower here with some stone detail or something. I will figure that out. If so, I'm not entirely sure which stone to use for it. But that is possible. And try to figure out how I want to build the building, because I'm not entirely sure yet. I basically just laid out the floor plan and said, yep, this is sort of in the direction that we want. So, got everything? I think so. Finally, our farmers will have a place to actually work out of. Where's the wheat? There's the wheat. Oi. Alright, let's just do a final harvest and then we will call it off, I think. Bit wasteful to use a diamond axe for this, but I need to repair it anyway, so it's not like the durability isn't going to go away. None in the tree today. Oh. That means that we burn those. So, there we go. Oh. That's the first time I've actually noticed the sound effect for the composting. Because usually when I just sit and play by myself I don't have a headset on, so I wouldn't notice. Because my speakers are crap. But yeah, you can see I fished up 10. I might have found a few in a single treasure chest. If I did, it's been in a single one. But discounting that, we've gotten a stack of ink sets from suicidal squids by now. It's a little excessive. Yeah, if you want to. It's just a little something. Like, I don't need a huge amount of cocoa beans at the moment, so doing anything more fancy would probably just be too much. And similarly, I don't need a huge amount of cactus. I am mainly using it as a little bit extra for the composter and to make an occasional little bit of green dye. So, but yeah, I've just piston underneath, sticky piston, so it can push and pull the jungle wood, and since it's sand it falls down and that harvests everything. I think if you want to do multiple bits of cocoa beans on logs, like multiple logs in a row, you need to have a separator. Otherwise you need to do some kind of update trick, I would imagine, because I don't think if you move another jungle log into the same space that it's gonna work. But it's just a little something to make life easier, similar to the auto compost and stuff. So just small improvements. I need to do more stuff. I still need to put up the bamboo farm, but as I said, I don't have a lot of slime balls. I have 8, which should technically be enough to do it now. If I make just a row of 8 pistons, which is the same length as a water stream, so I could do that. The problem is then I'm completely out of slime balls, and I would like to have a little bit of a buffer. I'm getting hiccups. So I think we are going to call it off there, so that I can also get to the rest of the evening. We have been streaming for quite a while now. I did start a little bit earlier. I didn't intend to actually go that long, but it was nice to get a little bit of building done, so I hope that you enjoyed it. But yeah, let's hop out of game and get the ending screen up. So that is everything. Let's see. I don't know what status will be with the bamboo farm for next time. I would like to get it up eventually, because it's just nice to have it automated. Yeah, same for you. I'm trying. It's going slow, but I'm trying. And I'm trying to quiet my own demons. Like the whole self-deprecation of the thing is a big problem. I'm kind of bad at that. So I'm trying to deal with that. But we'll see where things go. If I can somehow get down to that house and start getting comfortable with that, then that is perhaps something to start with. Because I need to go from somewhere. Like, I have too much social anxiety to even hold a job right now, so that's a problem. There's a bunch of other factors as well. But that definitely needs to be solved, because otherwise money eventually runs out. But enough of that. I'm gonna get going. Say thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again next time. For now, the next stream is planned to be next Friday. I don't have any other streams planned. It is possible that I might do the same thing and move it, but it depends on what happens, basically. For now, though, I am planning on Friday. I will let it be known on my Twitter and my Mastodon if I do decide to move things, and if anything pops up. But we will see. Let's see. Potential days. Not Tuesday, not Wednesday. Those days you're pretty safe. Other than that, could happen, but I somehow doubt it. We will see though. You never know what you feel like. But I'm also like weighing what I actually have to stream, and right now I don't have super much. I do have things to stream, but I don't have things that I want to stream in weekdays is the problem. So most of the stuff would be in weekend, and the weekend is almost over, and I think tomorrow I'll be busy. So that is a problem. I could potentially make a Pupper frame stream as something. That is something that I could do by myself. But whether or not that will happen is debatable, because there isn't a lot of super new stuff to show. We have the Lich stuff going on, but we already progressed that a lot last time. So we kind of need to get to the point where we can progress it further, and we're not quite there yet. And also, I wouldn't want to show that in a weekday, because I would want Mo to be with me. But that is also a possibility, like if I do a Pupper frame stream next weekend, for instance, it is quite possible that I move the stream there to the weekend so I could do it with Mo, if we can get ready in time. I don't know if we can, but we might very well make an attempt. Anyways though, I keep on babbling, and I should stop that. So, I'm gonna get going, say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye bye everyone, and good night. Bye.